Hello and welcome to another fun-filled knife adventure. Hooray! So today we're going to be taking a look at an Artisan cutlery knife. This is one that they launched on Kickstarter with Ray Laconico. So let's get the box out of the way. Let's get into the pouch here. We've got the knife itself. We've got a moist towelette. We've got a warranty card or something. No extra hardware. Set that to the side. Get the knife out and take a look at it. So, this series was, like I said, launched on Kickstarter, and I believe there are 6 or however many chess pieces there are. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I believe there's 6 chess pieces. So they made a model for each chess piece. I decided to go with the Queen's Gambit. Didn't want to spend the money to get the King's Gambit. I'm not a real flashy knife guy. I actually liked the Bishop as well. And I almost got a combo package of both of those. But if you're not familiar with Ray Laconico, he is one of my favorite designers and makes very subtle, sleek knives, minimalist, you could say, and one of my favorites. So I absolutely love the look of this. A lot of people at first glance will probably say it looks a lot like the Militao, designed by Jonathan Stiles. And it does favor it. Blades are a little different. Handles are a little different. It is close to that knife. It does resemble that knife, but it also resembles a lot of Ray's other clean lined designs. Yeah, it looks absolutely beautiful with those inlays. Damascus. We will look at the other versions here momentarily. Let's check out the action on this thing. So it's not drop shut. It is a little stiff. Could improve that action by tuning it a little bit. Let's check out the front flipper. Front flipper works great, actually. The jimping feels good. Yeah, you can really get a good grip on that. Very smooth. Reverse flick is fine. Lock bar access is behind the inlay. I don't know if you can see that there. Access to it is good. You can find it with your finger pretty easily. It sticks out just a little bit. It's almost as thin as a liner because it's almost like it's not really a bolster lock, but it's very thin right there. It feels almost as thin as a liner when you hit it with your thumb. Let's see, jimping on the back here. 2 fingers locking good to that little groove. I've got rather large hands, and I can get 4 fingers on it perfectly without choking up on it. Choking up on it. Feels good. The jimping, I wish there was a little more jimping for when you do choke up. They only put jimping right there. Let's check out the hardware on this thing. Looks like we've got T8s everywhere but the clip and the lock bar insert. Let me make sure I'm not telling lies. Yes, the ones for the inlay and the body screws and the pivot are T8s. And the ones for the clip and the lock bar insert are T6. All right, got our measurements. Got our screw sizes checked. Let's do some measurements, starting with the weight. Need to clean off these scales. 3.39 ounces. Very nice, very nice. I knew it felt light in the hand. I didn't mention that, but it does feel very light, very snappy sounding and feeling. Let's get some other measurements of this thing, starting with the length. It is 7.8 inches, 7.9 inches, 7.85. I don't know what they're going to call it. And then to the front of the scales, we are over 3.5. We're like a 3.6, but actual cutting edge is like a 3.4. Alrighty. Let me grab my calipers here. We'll get some blade stock widths and behind the edge. Let's see. We're zeroed out. Thickest part of the blade is 0.1250. 0.125. So you can't get any better stock than that. They nailed it. And then behind the edge drops down to 0.0200. 0.0200. Yep. Very slicey. Let's see. A lot of people like to know how wide knives are. I like anything 0.5 or over usually, but different knives, like a sleek knife like this, I don't mind that it's a lot narrower. This one is 0.402, so it's not the 1/2 inch. And with the clip, it is only 0.555. So very sleek and thin knife. I myself wish it was a little thicker, but that's just my likes. A lot of guys like thin knives for their pockets. I'm a larger guy, so I don't mind a little bit bigger one. Let's do a few size comparisons here. Starting with the PM2 and the Para 3, as usual. It falls right in between those. Let's see. Here is a Ontario Rat 1.5. Very similar in both handle size and blade size as the Rat 1.5. Let's see what else I got here. We got some Laconico designs. Well, I did bust out the Militaw earlier, so I will lay it next to there so you can check it out. Size comparison. There's the Militaw, and this is the Artisan Cutlery Revel. You can see it is a little smaller than the Revel. This is the Artisan Cutlery Gemini. These are Laconico designs as well. Didn't mention that. Pretty positive yeah, it's even got his name up there. Ray Laconico. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. Can we get it where you can see it? There it is. Ray Laconico. One of my, like I said, one of my favorite designers. I was fortunate enough to grab a prototype, one of his Kaisers. I said that was the Kaiser Gemini, the Artisan Cutlery Revel. We're back to Kaiser again. This is a prototype of his that ended up being the Intrepid. There's a couple of differences on this one. I think it's got a belt satin finish on the blade, and the original has a stone wash. But this one was called the Laconico To Be Determined because they hadn't decided they wanted to name it the Intrepid yet. So that's a cool one. And then he is part of Monterey Bay Knife Company, and he designs very sleek knives. I believe this was a combo design with him and Sanford is the guy's name, I believe. And this is another Monterey Bay Knives Old Guard. I got not long ago. So it's a size comparison to those, and just a little bit of raised design work. All right, got our comparisons out of the way. Let's see if this thing came sharp. That is super important for a knife to be. Let's check all the way from the back here. I felt a little, it does not feel as sharp as I would like it. It's digging in back there, and it's, man, it's really making a bad noise. A lot of noise going through there. It is the same amount of sharpness across the whole blade, but let me grab a knife, another new knife that I just reviewed, and that is the Vosteed Martin 330. And it's a whole different noise with a little bit sharper knife. So you can tell this one is making a, won't even dig in. Yeah, it's not nearly as sharp as it should be. So that's no bueno, no good. Even my little OTF over here to the side is way more sharp. That's pretty sad. Not saying that OTFs can't be sharp, but I've used the heck out of that thing. All right, let's go check out the website. So like I said, they did launch it via Kickstarter. And they had a pretty cool little video they played. Let me see. Campaign. Here's the video. Watch it real quick. Well, maybe. They did have an option where you could buy all of them. Believe. Can't remember which one's the rook. That's the bishop, I believe. Yeah, we'll look at which version is which here in just a second. There's the Queen's Gambit. And that's the King. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of mirror polished blades either, but that full dress one, the King, is pretty sweet. If you're gonna get it that pretty, you might as well get it all the way pretty. So my selection, paid $278 for the Queen's Gambit. Let's see, rewards. So the pawn, this version is $166. The rugged rook was $185. Black Knight was $185. The blasted bishop was $185. I guess, oh, this was different inlay, maybe. A little bit more expensive. Or maybe one's super early bird and one's early bird. Yeah, that's what it is. So the early bird was $300, where I paid $278 or something. Then they had packages where you could get Queen and the Pawn or Queen and the Rook. Anyway, they had lots of little packages together. And then now they have released them on the Artisan website. And they're a little more closer to the... they're more expensive if you didn't get in on the Kickstarter. They usually give you a little bit of a break on the Kickstarter. And I believe the Queen's Gambit, yes, $321 on here. So I don't remember exactly what it said, $278 maybe. campaign. Yeah, $278, 35% off. So Kickstarter's pretty cool at times to save yourself a little money. Talks about the Gambit, drew it out, who we are. There's Mr. Ray. I forgot to mention the blade steel. It's S90V, which is a super steel. A lot of people overlook it in the great steel category, but it is one of the greats, in my opinion. There's all 6 versions. 2.93 ounces and 3.49 ounces. So the carbon fiber ones are less than 3 ounce. Pretty awesome. And then they go through all the pieces. 3.5 inch is what they're calling it. Sand polish S90V drop point titanium frame lock. 4.49 closed. Blade thickness, it does have a flat grind. Ceramic ball bearings, 8 inches overall. It's not 8 inches, but that's all right. And 3.35 ounces. That was pretty close to what I actually weighed. So if you want to get one, you can go to the Artisan or CJRB website. Let's see here. Oh yeah, we need to do the pocket check before I forget. See how that clip works. So the clip looks very functional and easy to use. See if that's the case. Oh yeah, it is not deep carry. That much of the knife will be sticking out, but it does go in and out pretty easily. Well, I say that. Yeah, that was just my fault. I was on the... Yeah. It slides in pretty easily. But it does have adequate tension. There's nothing getting in the way. They put the lock bar relief, of course, behind the inlay, so it does not snag on the lock bar relief. So yes, I do like the clip. Nice. All right, anything else I can think of? It does feel really light. 3.3 ounces is a good weight. I didn't check the lockup. It's got quite a bit of lockup, so I might try to remove a little pressure from this lock bar to make the action a little better on the close. But it'll also break in and wear in and get nicer. I'm so used to reverse flicking. That's what I do on video a lot, but the front flipper works just as well. Very easy to manipulate. I'm no good at those other reaching around, but you can see it's smooth enough that even somebody like me who's clumsy like that is able to do that. So yeah, if you think you might like this knife, go check it out. And if you haven't checked out Ray's other work, please do so. I think you'll be impressed. I appreciate you being here. You could be doing anything, but you're watching my video, and that means a lot to me. If you like talking knives, join us every morning at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, live on my YouTube channel. Sit around with a great group of guys, very knowledgeable guys, and talk about knives every morning. What's new for the day, what's new for the week, what we like, what we don't like, what's going on in the knife community, and try to stay up to date. So if that sounds like something you would enjoy, I invite you to join us. And I appreciate you being here, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.